Greetings, Culturians! Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the land of Marvel filmmaking. That's right, massive reshoots right after you wrap production on Doomsday. And I've got to tell you, this is not a good sign, and it's going to lead to a phenomenal disaster that costs far too much, and Disney won't be able to hide. Thank you for filming in the UK, and you know what? Even for my friends in Georgia, while I really wish Disney kept making films there, we're going to learn an awful lot of how not to make films from Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, and the Russo brothers. Here we go! Now, first, a quick reminder, please double check you're still subscribed to the channel, hit the thumbs up button right now, it really helps, and make a comment on the video at the end. This is going to be a short one, so stick around. I don't want you to miss anything. There's a lot here, it's pretty dense, and we're going to cover it all. Avengers Doomsday wraps, expect massive reshoots. Of course, this is from our friend Matt McGloin over at Cosmic Book News, and expect lots and lots of reshoots. It's not just going to be one massive one, it's going to be successive massive reshoots multiple times because they still don't have a story. They've wrapped production on a film that doesn't have a script. They're writing the script as we speak. Anyway, Avengers Doomsday has wrapped principal photography in the UK. Good. We're going to know exactly how much they overspent. Directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, the film completed a main shoot this week, marking the end of one phase of production for Marvel's biggest project since Endgame and, well, most expensive for sure. And one thing that didn't catch me off guard but surprised me is just how female-centered they seem to be keeping it. This is a shot post-wrap, and it tells us what we needed to know. Marvel is still the female Feige framework, and there's not going to be much hope for male superheroes going forward, despite the fact that Disney has actually admitted that they have driven away their male audience and the people with money, as a matter of fact. I think the other thing that strikes me as unfortunate is that reshoots are already planned. You see, the finish line isn't anywhere here yet. True to what's often called the Marvel method, Kevin Feige and the Russos are already preparing for extensive additional photography. Yeah, they have to figure out how to make sense of what they've shot so far and whatever storyline they concoct to fit around the action scenes that, well, probably will underwhelm the majority of the audience. THR reports that the studio expects a healthy dose of reshoots, which has become standard for Marvel blockbusters, but also fuels speculation about behind-the-scenes struggles, of which there were many. In fact, 3 straight weeks of wasted footage, according to the RDJ reshoot cycle, which put him in the costume instead of off camera reading lines, which should have been the way it was done in the first place. I mean, aren't you paying this guy tens of millions of dollars just to show up? Maybe you should probably get him to do some of that acting. And to say that the production was under scrutiny, well, that goes without saying. The news comes after months of rumors about the film's difficulties, from script rewrites to reported cast tensions, with Robert Downey Jr. returning as Dr. Doom. Why, I don't know, but speculation about Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, Avengers Doomsday, has faced constant chatter about its direction, and some of it good, some of it inaccurate, but overall, none of it sounding like this is in great shape. Because it isn't. Now that the main shoot is complete, attention shifts to the reshoots, where Marvel and the Russos will shape the movie to its final form. Given the scale of the project and the pressure on Marvel to deliver a hit, because they haven't had one in a while, the sessions could be significant. Could be? I'm almost certain it will be. You're going to see more production in bigger ways than you probably expected on a regular movie set. We're going to have a lot of updated images. We're going to have a lot of updated costuming. We're going to have a lot of updated casting, because I don't think they've shot the whole cast in any of the elements that they needed. Outside of Cushing and maybe a few others, I don't think people are done. I don't think people are wrapped. I think they're going to be called in for entire scene rewrites, reshoots, because I think everything is going to be in desperate need of repair. So if somebody hints to you that this is pickups, no, it's going to be more than 3 to 5 days for these people. It's going to be maybe weeks at a time. In fact, it's already been confirmed following Secret Wars that the MCU will undergo some sort of reboot. Thank goodness. Maybe, just maybe, they can sort it all out. But do I believe that, especially with Feige involved and his dedication to centering females in everything that he does? No. I think it's going to lead to disaster. Rumors even say that post-Endgame MCU could be completely erased, which I would say thank goodness, because Adventures in Multiverse was very, very bad. I'm sure you'll agree. What I find also interesting with a project that doesn't have a finalized script is the fact that a synopsis was released. In fact, 2 synopses were released. Doctor Doom has officially arrived on the Marvel Cinematic Universe stage. This villain, a master of cutting-edge science and powerful magic, will unleash a cascading crisis across the multiverse. Marvel's most iconic character, Robert Downey Jr., also returns as Doctor Doom. Is Robert Downey Jr. a character? No, he's an actor. He plays character. He played Tony Stark, and he did a wonderful job of that, and that's kind of what the audience was hoping for, not some knockoff Doctor Doom, which I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is up for, but I hope I'm wrong. Now, the second synopsis reads, the highly anticipated new Avengers movie, Avengers Doomsday, will be released in 1 year. 7 years after the excitement of Endgame, the ever-evolving Marvel Cinematic Universe is set to reach a new climax. Robert Downey Jr. makes a sensational return to the MCU as the villain Doctor Doom. The Russo brothers, who led Avengers Infinity War and Endgame to success, will once again serve as directors. It's going to be the most epic 2-part story in the last decade, with many characters and intertwining stories, according to Joe Russo. Let's move forward together toward the new era of the MCU. Goody. Now, the cast has been a point of controversy for a while. Who's in and who's not? Well, they kind of made forced who's nots by killing them off in previous films. But that's been much to their detriment because they've been considered to be, well, a major part of the quote-unquote Avengers. And if you think this is going to be an actual Avengers movie, you're wrong. You see, the cast right now confirmed so far includes Chris Hemsworth, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Paul Rudd, Letitia Wright, Florence Pugh, Simu Liu, Tom Hiddleston, Wyatt Russell, David Harbour, Winston Duke, Danny Ramirez, Hannah John Kamen, Pedro Pascal, oh boy, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Eben Moss Bachrach, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, Alan Cumming, Rebecca Romaine, James Marsden, Kelsey Grammer, Channing Tatum, and Tenoch Hetra Meia, I don't know, Louis Pullman, and Robert Downey Jr., with 33 more rumored. And there you have it. 33 more rumored amidst the giant cast we have so far. Do we need 50, 60 characters in one film? Do you think we can fill all the screen time? Do you think there's a chance this film is any less than 3 hours long? Do you think that the following film or films are any less long than that? This is going to be a convoluted mess, or at least in my opinion, and I will tell you, if anybody does convoluted well, it's the Russos. Just look at their history over on Netflix. And so far, the release info has not changed. It probably will, because there is no way Avengers Doomsday is hitting theaters on December 18th of 2026. It just can't. They're not anywhere close to done, and this is going to be a hodgepodge, mushy CGI film if they try to rush it that quickly. At the end of the day, Marvel is over, and people don't want to see or invest in their time or money a film that doesn't deliver. This one has no prayer, at least in my estimation, but let's talk about yours. Do you think that at this point, with all we know about Doomsday, that it has a chance of being successful? Do you think this is the return to the billion-dollar cinema that Disney used as a milestone or a landmark for success? Do you think that Robert Downey Jr. is more than capable of playing Doom, but do you think the audience will believe it? And finally, is there one of the perhaps 60 characters that may appear in this film that is going to be the one that you want to see? Or do you think there isn't enough screen time for everybody and this is going to be a complete disaster? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. I really want to know because, hey, this thing is probably the most important film for Disney since Deadpool and Wolverine, and it certainly will indicate the MCU's future. On that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya! But probably not at Doomsday.